want to start this off?
Are you recording?
Yes, we are recording live, or not live, but on the go.
So we're on the way to Corpus Christi, Texas, for a Helping Hand event, and it gets pretty redneck out here.
I wouldn't call them pretty rednecks.
Like, there was a guy with a pickup truck, and it was just like 4 dogs on the pickup truck, and he parked it into a gas station, and the dogs, they look like they could just jump off and run up on you at any second. There was nothing to stop them. But anyway, I was just telling Belal that I was on a flight a couple of weeks back. Actually, I was on the way to Mist, and a lady was sitting next to me. She was an older lady, but she was very friendly. She's from Texas, Southern hospitality type thing. And she was asking me, like, what do you do and where are you going? And so in those moments, like, I had like a split second hesitation. Like, do you tell her? We gotta retake it.
Why?
Because you're not responding at all. Like, you're not making it a conversation. You're listening to me like a lecture. You know what I mean?
We're gonna keep this rolling.
No, man.
No, but I mean, here's the thing. I mean, my typical response is that.
No, we have to restart the whole thing.
Why do we do it? Let's keep it raw.
No.
Dude, this is how we're doing. We're keep it raw.
No, man.
Just trust me on this. Trust me.
Like, we started and you were just all listening. We went into like listen mode.
All right. So anyway, my response would be typically, and maybe this is just, I don't know if it's my own insecurity or just out of habit, but so Ammar was going to the Mist tournament to do some performance and stuff, which is it's a Muslim interscholastic tournament. So when the lady asked him, where are you going? Now, if I were asked that question, I'd be like, I'm just going to a high school interscholastic tournament.
Yeah, like, that's the thing that you kind of think about. It's like, do I mention the fact that it's Muslim, or do I just kind of leave that alone? What about her own judgment or what have you? And so right away, like, I had that thought, and then I said to her, like, I'm going to a Muslim interscholastic tournament.
Did you have your kufi on?
Yeah.
Oh, you had the kufi. Well, I guess you can't really get away from that then.
No, because you don't know. Like, sometimes people don't even connect that. When I told her that, and I told her, she was like, what do you do? And, again, some people, they give very vague responses, right? It's like, oh, I'm an artist. Oh, I'm a marketing person. Oh, I'm a this, I'm a that. They just play it all. I'm a professor.
What did you say? Did you say I'm a poet?
No. But whatever I told her, she was like, she didn't bat an eye. Like, she was an older lady. She didn't bat an eye. She's just like, that's incredible. That's amazing. I, in fact, just came back from Iran. She was a geography teacher. Turns out she was a retired geography teacher. She's like, I just came back from Iran. And
did she say what she was doing in Iran? Or?
She was doing some sort of tour. Like, she's
conducting or taking?
No, she was doing some sort of tour. She was, I guess, learning about Iranian culture. She loves going and traveling all over the world, and basically she's like one of those people who's very passionate about geography.
Okay.
And so she was like, it was Muharram over there, and it was wild. I was like, yeah, I believe it.
I remember when I was younger, I visited India one time.
Yeah.
And one of my uncles was asking me, "Hey, do you guys celebrate Muharram in America?" And I'm like, "Celebrate Muharram?
Yeah,
what does that mean?
What does that even?
It's like, we fast in Ramadan. Is that what you're talking about? You're mixing up the months? He's like, no, the swords and stuff. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
But, like, do you know what they do in Muharram?
No. Yeah, you have Ashura. Ashura's in Muharram, the 10th day. So all of that.
No, but like, did she describe what she was saying? No.
But she was more asking me about me, and so she was like, you're from Sudan. That's great. I'd love to be able to, and she started giving me all of these different connections, these different professors that she wanted me to meet, and all of that. And so I was just thinking to myself, subhanAllah, there are so many people. They say that the majority of Americans say that they've never met a Muslim, right? But how many people may have met a Muslim and they just didn't know? And so the question then becomes, is it appropriate that we kind of play that, or
play that down, or shy that away?
Play that down, or shy it away, or we hide it. And even better than that is, do we have the right to do that?
I guess the other question also comes into play. I think sometimes we take it to the further extreme, where I mean,
it's like you showcase your Muslimness everywhere.
Well, I see we have on both sides of the spectrum, right? You have people who like showcase their Muslimness on one extreme, where they'll always be rocking like the white thobe and kufi and like kind of like awkwardly, or not awkwardly, but annoyingly.
Yeah.
And then you have the other extreme, where it's like they don't want to, like, I don't know these guys.
No, I hear you. I remember I had one time a very beloved, very passionate high school kid who wanted to wear a thobe to a public school. And he wanted to, like, you know, make it a big deal and go to his, like, you know, principal and assert that this is his right and religious freedom and I want to wear a thobe and all of that. So I remember telling him, like, listen, man, it's not an obligation on you to wear a thobe. You don't have to, like, push those types of boundaries. And imagine,
unless you're straight up fob.
Even if you're straight up fob, it's not fard on you to wear a thobe. So don't you have to pick your battles, because imagine if that high school had pushed back and said, okay, you know what, we're banning all religious clothing, or we're just not allowing to keep it unified, and so that we don't get a headache, we're going to ban all religious clothing. So now, because of your, you know, impressing upon them that you need to wear a thobe, you know, you've then blocked your sisters from wearing hijab. So it's definitely something that people, you know, it's an art. It's something that's, you know, you kind of have to gauge, you have to measure.
Here's another thing. As young professionals, I think one of the bigger challenges for them is, I think they're more shy to showcase their Muslim identity.
Like in the corporate worker?
Yeah, the corporate worker. I think because here's the thing. There's two scenarios where this stuff is going to always come about, right? So scenario number one is for those people who actually make it out to Jummah and making it clear that it doesn't matter if there's a meeting or whatever, they're gonna go for Friday prayer services.
Yeah.
And the other scenario is Ramadan. You know, like where people are not fasting. Because, I mean, here's the reality. Some people might be drinking or whatever, but and they might join in the happy hour stuff.
Happy hour culture.
Yeah, the whole happy hour culture. But but most Muslims, if they at least internally identify with the whole idea that, you know, they are Muslim and they're gonna adhere to at least the 5 pillars as best as possible in terms of what they deem to be their best effort, they will at least go for Jummah.
Yeah.
They will fast in Ramadan. What are your thoughts? Have you ever been in a situation where, you know, you felt like you had to hold back on your own outward Muslimness?